Wow. Wait a minute. How the fuck do I make the music go away? I'm back. Did you know I was gone? No, probably not. You don't really care. Anyways, how y'all doing? Here I am. I'm Robin, and I am the owner of Firebird Touch Therapy. We are a legal cannabis business in Southern California. So before I go into what I want to talk about, the first thing I really want to say is don't believe anything I say. Don't do that, okay? Because this is just knowledge. Hey, Avery. And you need to find out if it's truth for you. And the difference between truth and knowledge is that when you apply it in your life, it works, okay? So I'm going to just share some things with you guys about the difference between tinctures, concentrates, edibles, which is more appropriate for you to choose, and what's going to do what for you. And again, don't believe anything I say, because what I say for you might not be true, okay? But my knowledge is based on my 28 years in practice as a structural integration neuromuscular therapist, and 20-something years, or a lifetime actually, of herbology. So, and my clientele that I've been serving, like I said, for like 30 years. Other than that, I don't know anything, and I don't protest to. So the difference, there's a few differences in concentrates, tinctures, edibles. The way that our body receives them is one of them. The way it breaks the blood-brain barrier. That's the most important thing. And what that means, because probably, you're just an average person aren't thinking about the blood-brain barrier and how it affects your life. Well, it affects your life this way. But I feel like this light above me is really just like shining down on me. So I'm going to step back and turn it off for a minute. So excuse me. Okay. Now I don't feel so like there's such a glare on me. Anyways, this is a tincture. I just made it. Now, tinctures are suspended herbs in carrier oils or alcohol. Traditionally, different races and cultures use different things to suspend their tinctures. Like a lot of Middle Eastern cultures would do it in alcohol or in olive oil, and the Chinese do it in rice vinegar. And I've chosen now, tinctures are probably the very first thing I ever made in my life, because this is where, I got to play as a little girl, mashing herbs and mixing them up and straining them and then trying to force them on my siblings and friends, and parents and everybody, because I was raised with in the herbology kind of thinking and natural medicine way. So I had a lot of opportunity to learn things very early. And one of the things I love to do was make tinctures. So these tinctures, this is a THC tincture, and I'm gonna peel the label so you can see. We are suspending over here at Firebird. They're water soluble, and what that means is that it breaks your blood-brain barrier, which means it's bioavailable for you immediately upon contact. Whereas something that's maybe suspended in olive oil or vinegar or rice wine or alcohol has to still be broken down in the lipids of your body, in the fat, before it becomes available for you. So cannabis is a fat, and it doesn't just break down in saliva, which is what concentrates are. They just aren't going to go into your mouth and break down immediately. They need to be absorbed with fat in order to get into the lipid system and then get into your body and be beneficial for you. So tinctures that are bioavailable do that right away. So how you would dose is, our tinctures come with a 1 milliliter thing, right? A dropper. And, there's 300 milligrams of THC in this bottle right here. This is a 15 cc, which is a half an ounce bottle. So that means that if I can get an entire thing, an entire mill, which that's just about it, that's going to be about 30 cc's, okay? 30 cc's of THC, you're going to have a good time. You're going to maybe be out of pain. You possibly will be sleeping. And, for sure you're going to be feeling good. Now, I have someone really smart watching this. Stitch, you want to come on? If you want to come on, I'm going to wave at you and respond. This is another, there are people out there that are making really high quality medicine, and Stitch Grady is one of them. So make sure if you see her in the feed, you hit her page and you start following her, because she's got a lot of good information and great products, and I appreciate them. So why would you use a tincture over a concentrate? So again, this is my opinion based on my experience. Okay, tinctures are not cancer fighters. Concentrates are. Why? Because 30 milligrams is not enough to fight cancer, but 120 milligrams is. So if I was in chronic pain or was on the backside of fighting cancer and just in the mode of needing to do that maintenance thing, a tincture is awesome. A tincture is a great way to treat an elder and a child, because you can dose it down really small. You can be like, okay, there's a drop for you. You can do it with it, just a drop. And that's enough to activate the system, especially if it's water soluble and it can break the blood-brain barrier. I just like saying that, blood-brain barrier. Anyways, okay, so that's a tincture, and that's what it's used for. And we suspend ours in hemp oil, and they are bioavailable because they are water soluble. So when you are going to buy one, okay, and you want to know what the heck is in it, read the instructions on it, and start with a couple drops and start working your way up to a mil. But definitely know what you're getting. So concentrates. I have 3 of them here. I did this my last little video. I was like, hey, here's how you dose yourself. Don't take too much. If you do, you're gonna sleep. So, I'm really big on color coding because we do different blends. We do a high CBD, which we, run through a second distillation, and it makes it clear because we're stripping as much THC off the plant as we can. We do a high THC, and you can see that one's that one's brown. Again, we distill it, so it's, we do a process where we pull the chlorophyll. So it's a little cleaner, it's not so gritty when you use it. That helps us bring up the back panel of the plant, like the CBN, CBG, the terpenes, things like that. And then we do a blended oil. And that's, look at, it's kind of like, it's sort of pretty. It's like, oh, look, they're like little flowers, right? They're like little flowers, and they all have different purposes. So why would I use a CBD concentrate over a CBD tincture? Well, ease of use is the first thing for sure. And what exactly are you treating? Okay. If you are using CBD for, cancer treatment again, endocrine cancers, and you have some other issues like Crohn's disease, serious things that are really acquiring your attention, then concentrate for sure. Mood altering, I just kind of need to pick it up. My autistic kid is a little out of control. I want to help my child with ADD, ADHD, then tincture, okay? This is kind of like icing, cake. Get it? Like, this really feeds the system, and this feeds the system, but it's like the second level feed. So hardcore medicine, good medicine, okay? That's the basics between tinctures and concentrates, okay? So know what you got yourself into. And then the other thing are edibles. Now, edibles are an interesting thing because they're yummy, right? They're really yummy. And if you like yummy things and you end up eating 4 or 5 things that are 10 or 20 milligrams, you're gonna be really heavily messed up, okay? And when you're really messed up, then you're really unhappy because you ain't gonna get unmessed up, girl or boy, until you get through it. And that could be a 12 or 20 hour journey, depending on how much of a dumbass you were and how much you ate without knowing anything, right? So I like my edibles, because I like yummy things. And these are 5 milligram THC and CBD gummies that we make. All right. We also make high dose edibles as well. Edibles are great for sleeping. They are great for pain. The backside, dark side of the edible is that too much will make you sick. You will be very uncomfortable. Now, I don't really think that they're great for treating illness because when you break something down through your stomach, this is another reason why I do not recommend that you encapsulate your oil. Don't do that, because when you put it in your mouth and it goes down your esophagus and it ends up in your belly, you might be very happy, but then again, you might not, because you're going to lose almost 30 to 40% of your medicine because it's going to travel through your liver and you're just going to poop it out. So to the very best of your ability, if you are fighting life-threatening illnesses, don't eat it. Rub it in your gum line, put it in your rectum, okay? Make sure you break it up in your saliva so it can, again, break that blood-brain barrier and become available for your system for healing. So I like edibles for children, low dose, 5 milligram for kids, and I like them again for elders. So like edibles, tinctures, children, elders. These are great ways to treat, these populations. Sleep, edible for sure. You want to knock someone down and put them out? Give them an edible. So awesome. Okay? So nobody's really asking me any questions, and I don't really have much more to say. Thank you for listening. Make sure that when you go shopping for medicine, if you're not making it yourself, you're dealing with somebody who is reputable, and how you know they're reputable is by full disclosure. So if you ask somebody a question, like let's say, do you have any labs on your product? And they say, I don't need labs. I am divinely inspired by the Holy Creator to make this oil to heal you. Run like a motherfucker. Okay? Don't give your money to people who will not give you knowledge on what they're doing. There are some really great artisan medicine makers right now. Really great. The big giant corporations haven't come in and completely destroyed all of us yet. Okay? So find them, honor them, respect them, and buy from them, because they are more interested in your well-being than your local dispensary. Okay? So thank you. And the best treatment for post-surgery is pretty much a 1-to-1, Kathy, to answer that question. And, remember this, people, that there is no right answer with cannabis, because it is homeopathy, and the way that you respond to it is individual to you. So no matter, even if pharmaceutical companies get a hold of it and they strip it, you're still going to have a different response than if you took something that was encapsulated. Okay? So tinctures, elders, children, icing on the cake, concentrates, hardcore illnesses that really need to be addressed. And, kids, adults, elders, whatever. Edibles, party on, folks. Okay. Thank you. You all have a super nice holiday weekend.